started Yellowcake Shop Clothing Company in 2009. I started it because I needed to pay my rent and I was broke. I was a nanny, I was a bartender, I worked at a retail shop and I donated plasma, and I was an illustrator for like a couple years before I became a fashion designer. And I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't go to design school. I went to school for illustration, and then I took 3 classes at a small school in Cleveland called Virginia Marty. I learned how to make a dress, a skirt, and a top, and then I figured out the rest. I don't know if any of you know about Etsy, but it was back in the day, in like 2008, it was like the platform where artists could sell what they made by hand, and now it's kind of like a consortium of everything. But at the time, I was dating a guy who was a photographer. I was my model. I was making the garments. I was modeling the garments. I was selling the garments. But when I was selling dresses, I noticed that women weren't willing to pay a lot of money for dresses. I could maybe get $150 for a dress, and I was like making nothing on that because it took me like 8 hours to make it. But then I noticed if I sell coats, a coat is like a purse that you wear, right? And most of my clients were willing to spend $400, $500 on a coat because they knew they'd wear it a lot. Kind of like a purse, right? Like the purse is the #1 accessory that women buy, because they're like, oh, I could use 10 more purses and I'm gonna use this all the time, and they'll spend $400 on a purse easy. I had a client once, she found me at a Polish festival, like drunk ass white dudes all around me, and she's just like, oh my God, you're Yellowcake, right? And I said, yeah. And she said, whenever I have to negotiate a contract or whenever I'm going to a job interview, I wear your jackets. And when she said, when I do it, I negotiate higher for myself. And so that to me shows the power of how clothing can transform you into becoming the person that you want to be, or to give you the confidence that you didn't know you had, right? So like think about how you plan out your outfit for prom, or for like meeting the parents, or for your first day of school, right? Like that stuff matters. And so what we put on our bodies is just as important as what we put in our bodies. It can transform how a person sees you, and it can transform how you see yourself. And so for me, that's really the impetus of why I started my business, is because A, I didn't want to be beholden to any man ever in my life. I wanted to create my own path, my own destiny, my own bank account. And then B, I wanted to help women transform their lives with the clothing that I put on them. With pockets. So if you do anything today, go online, talk to someone you trust, ask them about investing, find your rich friends or your rich family members and ask them, who do they use for investing? What do they do for investing? Do they use micro platforms? You can literally get Acorns on your phone today and just say, hey, Acorns, take $5 for my account each month. You're young, you're in your 20s, right? 22-ish, 19, I don't know. But like, you're gonna out-invest me, okay? If you read any book this week or this month, read a book called Girls That Invest. It's also for men, but it's Girls That Invest. It's by this woman in New Zealand named Simran Kaur. She was a millionaire by age 26. Her friends taught her to invest, her parents taught her to invest when she was 12. She bought her first home when she was 25. She's a New York Times bestseller at 27, okay? Y'all could be millionaires by the time you're my age if you invest now. The whole point is doing it early and often. I wish my parents had taught me about that, but they were immigrants, they didn't know any better, they keep their money in a shoebox, they didn't know. And so just start now, and then you'll have a little seed money to start your business in 10 years, right? You'll have money to pull from. Do that now, because no one ever taught me about that. Financial independence and fiscal literacy is like a real thing. So just start reading all the books, listen to the podcast, do what you can to set money aside.